What is good, you beautiful people on YouTube? It's your boy Foxy. Welcome back to the Fox's Den. Getting into another reaction, some more House of the Dragon, baby. I'm hoping to finish this today. We've got 2 more episodes, episode 9 and the finale, episode 10. I've heard great things about episode 9. Apparently, like, so much shit goes down this episode. I'm so excited to get into it. And then also the finale as well, I'm sure. And, but I heard episode 9 was like fucking like crazy. So I'm excited to get into this and hopefully crunch out this first season, baby. It's been a wild ride. So much shit has happened. Good amount of time skips, all kinds of things going on. Constant character interaction, drama, people having their own motives, and thinking what they're doing is right, and or whatever the case may be. Whether it's Rhaenyra and Daemon trying to secure their claim to the throne and whatnot, or and then also versus the Hightowers, Alicent and her father Otto, kind of being in place for the king as much as possible, and not really agreeing or getting along with Rhaenyra and her, and her sort of like side of the family, because she was very favored by her father Viserys, and he never really completely acknowledged how he favors her, because he made an impossible decision on naming her heir, which he knew was going to create tension and conflict between everybody in the realm, because it's supposed to be a boy, a male, a son, whatever. And he ended up having his first real son, Aegon, after probably like 2 years after he named Rhaenyra heir. And so he knew what was expected of him, but he still went through with his decision anyway, and named Rhaenyra heir. And I like that he stuck by her side and supported her, but at the same time doing that, he's constantly disacknowledged like how she's gone about things, and like her bastard children, for example. Like, he doesn't care, it's only a name only, and he will constantly defend her and dispute that claim that her children are bastards and whatnot. I mean, as we can see, Vaemond got his fucking head chopped in half for it. So he's constantly favored Rhaenyra, and that's definitely created some tension. So much so, I mean, we could see that one of Rhaenyra's sons cut Aemon's eye when he was younger, after Aemon basically tamed Vhagar, dragon. And ever since then, Alicent, that's when Alicent really kind of stepped up and finally spoke up against Viserys, her husband, the king, and was like, because after that incident, and pretty much any incident that was similar to that, or any argument that's ever come up, but this was probably the biggest incident that came up, because it had to do with Viserys and Alicent's kid, and then the culprits, which was I think it was Jace, the one that did it, that cut Aemon's eye. So that's what made Aemon lose his eye. Like, he has one eye now, and that's why he wears the eye patch and whatnot. That was the biggest I think incident where Alicent was finally like, that is insufficient, because Viserys has always been, he said at the end of that argument, he was like, I can't do anything to make his eye better, and so just shut up and make goodwill with one another, and stop bickering, and I expect y'all to get along after something like that, like no punishment, no consequence, anything like that. So that's where Alicent was like, nah, that's insufficient. Like, you got to do something, bro. Like, this is your son we're talking about that has been defiled. So she at least was like advocating for an eye, same treatment, and at least the Jace could choose which eye or whatever. So it's quite interesting that Viserys had always favored her like that, and pretty much let her get away with it, whatever she wanted. And as we see on the last episode, Viserys is in very bad shape, and I'm pretty sure in the end of that episode, like, Viserys, he's been on his deathbed. We could see that throughout the whole episode of episode 8. But I think at the very end, he finally had his last breath. He was pleading there. He was like, no more. Like in the pain that he's in, like, he's tired. He, at a certain point, whenever you, whether it's disease or just old age in general, like, not being able to work your body like you used to, and then also like how much suffering and pain you go through to a certain extent, at some point you're just gonna be like, oh my god, like, please, like, no more of this. Like, I'm ready to pass. Just take me. Like, this is too much. Like, I've dealt with enough. So like, I feel like he got his sort of wish, so to speak, at that the end of that last episode, and I think he officially passed. So I'm sure we'll get confirmation on that this episode, or maybe a little bit later on in the episode we see him actually pass. So I'm very excited to get into this. I can't wait to watch it, and yeah, I'm just itching. So let's get ready and get into this. If you guys enjoy the reaction, please leave a like down below, comment, and subscribe if you're new. There's plenty more videos on the way. Let's get it. Second to last episode. Let's go. Very dark in the Red Keep right now. The darkness of the night. Council room. Kind of has like silverish hair, right? Or is that blonde?
This how nice, Your Grace.
What the hell happened? What did this kid see? Is Viserys dead?
Stay here. Tell no one. Help me dress.
As I thought, I think we're getting into the very beginning of this episode, Viserys' death, like actually confronting it, and it's actually happened. I think that's what's going on.
He told me he wished for Aegon to be king.
No, he didn't. He was talking about Aegon the Conqueror in that story.
It is the truth.
Oh my goodness. See, I knew this was going to happen.
His last words to me, and I was the only one to hear it. And now he's dead.
Yeah, see? Since you're the only one that heard it, like, they're not going to let that slide. Like, there has to be other witnesses if you actually had a claim or wanted to claim that he actually said it. At least that would be more credible. But who knows? Maybe they go with that anyway, and they actually challenge Rhaenyra's claim to the throne. This is getting wild. Crazy, 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 crazy stuff here.
With his last breath, he impressed upon the Queen his final wish that his son, Aegon, should succeed him as Lord of the Seven Kingdoms.
You know what the fuck you're doing, Alicent. Like, no, everybody at that table knows. Like, oh my god, this is some wild shit. Because as far as everybody else knows, Viserys was very favoring his Rhaenyra and trying to protect her claim to the throne for most of his life after he made the decision.
The City Watch that remain loyal to Daemon, let us replace them. Lord Lannister.
Am I to understand that members of the small council have been planning secretly to install my son without me?
My queen, there was no need to sully you with darkling schemes.
I will not have that.
The small council.
Plotting to replace the king's chosen heir with an impostor.
His firstborn son is hardly an impostor.
I've known Viserys longer than any who sit at this table, and I will not believe that he said this on his deathbed alone with only the boy's mother as a witness.
Oh, come on. Don't buffer.
This is seizure. It is theft. It is treason at the least.
Mind your tongue, Lyman.
Stop buffering.
Well, last night, by all accounts, there was one of you, or all of you. I care not. I will have no part. Down!
Bro, Sir Criston always doing some extra shit. He's already dead.
No insult to me, Sir Criston. You put aside your blade.
See, everybody's own ego is getting mixed into this. Sir Criston's got a hot fucking head, bro. They literally just killed somebody on the small council because he was talking and bringing up an argument about how wrong this is, and Sir Criston, of his own accord, smashed his fucking head in.
Is of concern. We may not assume the
Bro.
loyalty of Lord Boris, but he has 4 daughters, all of them unmarried. The right proposal.
What of Rhaenyra?
The former heir cannot, of course, be allowed to remain free and draw support to her claim.
You mean to imprison her?
She and her family will...
Bro, this is literally going to start war. Like, the Hightowers are the ones it's going to actually bring war about.
She'll never bend the knee.
'Tis unsavory, yes. But a sacrifice we must make to secure Aegon's succession, and then there is Daemon to consider.
Yeah, the Lord Commander
Many of
The king
cannot
didn't request
believe
a
this
murder
shit.
of his daughter. He loved her. I will not have you deny this.
And yet,
One more word, and I'll have you removed from this chamber and sent to the wall.
what do you suggest, Your Grace?
Yeah, come on.
time is of the essence.
You got to make a decision if you're telling people to shut up and shit. Everybody else is voicing their opinions and letting their egos fly. You're the one that brought up this claim to your father that his last words was Aegon should be king. But no, he was talking about Aegon the Conqueror and thought he was talking to Rhaenyra, you dumb bitch.
I have no place here.
He's the only level-headed one in this fucking room.
He's not in his rooms.
I mean, you have no... Dude, Aegon is the last person that should be king. Sure, he has a claim just because of him living and breathing, and that was Viserys' first son or whatever, but he's not fit at all. He's a drunk. He fucking uses women as he's pleased. He's not a good person.
Eric. Where's the prince?
Forgive me, Lord Hand. I do not know.
Oh, you're sworn to protect him.
He exploits his authority to order me away, and then he evades me, my lord.
Bring him to me and me alone, Sir Eric.
Grandfather gonna fucking instill some fucking wisdom and real talk into him. Because, yeah, Aegon doesn't listen to his parents. That's for damn sure. Bro, shit is building up. The anticipation is wild right now. Are they putting all of the civilians and, like, random people that are a part of the Red Keep into the dungeons?
Prince Aegon's not to be found within the castle walls, Your Grace. Your father has sent Sir Eric into the city to find him.
Sir Eric knows Aegon, he has the advantage.
So Eric isn't the only one who knows Aegon's doings.
Okay, so Aemond and Sir Criston are trying to find Aegon, and then on her father's side, Sir Eric and his brother are trying to find Aegon. Like, bro, this is just creating constant dynamics of different people's goals. It's fucking insane.
Because his duty as my brother, he said, to ensure I was as educated as he was.
He does not frequent the Street of Silk. His tastes are known to be less discriminating.
Meaning what?
I wish you luck, good sir.
Less discriminating.
Best to your friend.
So something not as normal? There's no way Aegon's gay. Or maybe he likes both men and women. I don't fucking know.
How you've grown.
You must now pledge them to the future king.
Yeah, everybody's standing there like, how is this?
My house on this matter. You'll not leave this room without declaring your intention.
They're really trying to abuse their shit. Like, you have to.
House Fell keeps its sworn oath to the princess.
Very well.
Then you're dead. They're going to kill them, aren't they? Yep, and this is where like, okay, I'll bend the knee. I don't want to die.
Long live the king.
They get everybody else to sympathize and support their cause through fear, because they made examples out of the two that we're going to bend the knee by killing them. Dispose of the ones who oppose and keep all the ones that support. And bend.
Could be in the hands of mercenaries.
Who's this girl following Sir Eric and them?
He could be dead.
Let us hope for your mother's sake that is not the case.
The fuck is going on here? Ooh. Ooh.
AEGON spends many a night in this place. Do you see now what he is? You've not seen everything. AEGON, one of many, I'd wager.
Holy shit. Who knows how many fucking kids he has? Bastards, mind you. Because he fucks whoever he wants. Oh my goodness, bro. This is getting even crazier. How the fuck far in are we? We're only 20 minutes in. What the hell else happens this episode?
It is I, the younger brother, who studies history and philosophy. It is I who trains with the sword, who rides the largest dragon in the world. It is I who should be...
See, Eamon feels like he deserves it more too.
I know what it is to
I would even be fine with that if that was the case. If you're advocating for one of the Allison sons, Eamon, go for it. Aegon, nah, fuck him.
We are decent men with no taste for depravity. His secrets are his own.
Where's he going? Is he just trying to dip? He like getting the fuck out of here? He's like, yeah, I want nothing to do with this.
AEGON is unfit to rule. He tolerated the prince's proclivities for years. Because it was my sworn duty, Eric, it's for the hand to find wisdom.
I think he will wish to hear what the White Worm can tell him.
Oh, she's part of that like little spy group that Otto has worked with before. And I guess I'm pretty sure that's Damon's old little girlfriend that has all these spies that, because that's how Otto found out about Rhaenyra and Daemon in the first place so many years ago.
He was fleeing from the gate. A warning for the princess, I'd wager.
You did well.
Otto's really fucking cleaning the house, bro. I'm sure he's gonna get what's coming to him soon because it's not even been what, like 24 hours and they're already taking like mad control and exalting justice and shit, like, bro.
There's no reason those hours cannot in the end benefit you.
You gonna put it on your head? You gonna try and convince yourself that you're ready for this? Okay, no, respectful. I fuck with that. Thank you. Bro, I feel like she has no choice to continue doing what she's doing, but she's like kind of put herself in this shitty situation that she's now stuck in. Like, you know, everybody else in the small council was already kind of conspiring like without talking to her, and already thinking about making Aegon king and going through with some of these things, and she didn't even know about it, and now she has to continue to.
I'll do the considerable courtesy of assuming there is a good reason for the outrage of my treatment here this morning.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she's been locked up.
Serious regrets for the lack of ceremony. Believe it or no, it is of no consequence.
Bro, he thought he was talking to his daughter. Like, oh man.
I came here to ask your support. Well, I must credit you for your boldness. It is your husband who grasps so heedlessly for the throne. And even he has abandoned you. Gone these 6 long years to fight a desperate battle, returning grievously, if not mortally wounded.
This is all shit that Rhaenys has been thinking about.
The word of my house is not fickle. We do not rule, but we may guide the men that do. Gently.
You think you're going to be able to guide Aegon? There's no way, bro.
It's in the name of peace that you've imprisoned me. And what of my dragon?
If we are overmatched, Rhaenyra will be tempted to strike us and war will ensue. Without your dragon, she may be persuaded to negotiate.
And yet you toil still in service to men. Your father, your husband, your son. You desire not to be free, but to make a window in the wall of your prison.
Like shit, that's a really good analogy. trying to make the best of her shitty situation, because she's done well by upholding her duty and doing the things that she has to do according to the realm. She just never fucked with it, and we learned that for the first time in like episode 3 or 4 when we saw her like true feelings, because she's really good at hiding them. God damn. See, they finally see the other sirs. Oh, and the hand is
Worm, I take it. Or are you simply a further peel in this stinking onion?
My condolences on the passing of your king.
She already knows about that. And Aemond and Sir Kristen are seeing this shit.
I thought the prince is in flea bottom when no one is to be trusted. An obscenity, either tolerated or ignored by the crown.
I look into it. You have my word.
They don't really give a fuck. That's just words. Do something about it.
When your plots ripen and you install your grandson on the throne, remember, it was me who put him there. I could have killed him as easily as a wasp on fruit.
I hope Sir Kristen and Aemond were actually paying attention to that conversation and maybe heard what the hell they were talking about. He's under this? Bro, what the fuck?
Where is the white worm? She sold you for a price. And why have you paid it?
This dude Aegon, bro, yeah. This is the last person that needs to be king. This is crazy. Look who's waiting for him.
I do regret this, friend.
The other brother's just watching?
I was hoping you disappeared.
Is our father truly dead?
Yes. And they're going to make you king.
Are you going to help me? Let me go!
Where's your brother, huh?
Let me go!
Wait, what is his brother doing?
No wish to rule, no taste.
He was just watching and now he's leaving?
You get no argument from me. Let me go, or we'll find a ship and sail away, never to be found.
That's low-key something Aemond would actually consider. You see, he's like kind of puzzled there. He's like, damn, like that's... I wouldn't complain, honestly, but it's not what everybody else wants. So he's just going along with the process because he think. I mean, I agree. Aemond would be much better king than fucking Aegon. Jesus, he's got Vhagar. I mean, every suitable thing you could ask for a king, Aemond's got.
None of this is a game.
Whatever our differences, our hearts remain as one.
Is that really? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Rather, I've been a piece that you moved about the board.
If that is true, then I made you queen of the 7 kingdoms. Would you have desired it otherwise?
Yeah, this motherfucker Otto, yeah, that's a good way of explaining it. He's been playing a game for a long time. Playing it carefully. Squeezing in and out.
A debt you are happy enough to pay.
A sacrifice.
My husband would have desired this mercy be shown to his daughter.
Your husband? Or you, his daughter's childhood companion?
Kristen Cole will be named Lord Commander of the King's Guard.
Oh, really? Bro, this dude Sir Kristen keeps on getting blessed, even though he's done so much wild shit.
You'll assume authority. There'll be no more dithering.
As you wish.
See, Otto's been trying to play the whole thing and use her, you know, his daughter as like kind of like a piece, like she was saying, to get what he wants, which was closer to the throne, which he's pretty much succeeded in. Had a grandson, 2 grandsons, Aegon, Aemond.
Hours late, Lord Laris.
I have found out something you should know.
Oh, fucking... Here we go, bro. What now? What the fuck now?
There is a web of spies at work in the Red Keep. Along its threads travels news of all our doings. Your father knows this, but has left it in place. More than once it has proved advantageous to those willing to feed the weaver.
So I found out about Rhaenyra and Daemon years ago. Bro, is this the only way that he talks? This guy's fucking weird.
Is your lady in waiting?
Talia.
There are more like her. Even I do not know their number.
Oh.
Turn a phrase, Your Grace.
So he's recommending kill that woman, which was Daemon's old little girlfriend, the white worm or whatever. Assuming I thought at first he was proposing kill her father. I was like, oh shit. This guy has a foot fetish. Oh my god. Oh my god. Come on. Really? We're gonna go this far now? This is what your life has come to, Alicent. Holy shit. He has a fucking foot fetish and he's just beating one off real quick. What the hell? Aegon hates his life, his position. Like he of all people that want him to be king, he himself does not want it. This is just crazy. And the night goes on where nobody sleeps because there's so much fucking decision making and all kinds of shit going down. What's going on outside her door? Oh, is this the other brother? Oh my goodness. Are these Otto spies going to work? Like, that's that one dude. Yeah, he's just hanging there. Set as an example. If you don't bend the knee, this is what will fucking happen. These people are already abusing their power, and it hasn't even been 48 hours since the king died. No one's been named king yet they're still doing what they want. Like, this is wild. What the fuck? Who's this? Is that where the white worm was? Did Alicent actually go through with that? Burn the place down? Oh, they're getting lost in a crowd. Ah, fuck. Oh my god, it never stops. It never stops, bro. Every time I watch this show, I'm like anxious as shit. But it's like a good anxious, you know? Like anticipation. This dude Aegon could care less.
Changed his mind.
No, he didn't. He was old as fuck and an opium that you kept feeding him, and he thought he was talking to his daughter.
Because he didn't like me.
And yet, with his final breath, he whispered to me that you should take his place on the throne.
That's that dagger.
Do not toy with me, Mother.
I speak the truth. Listen to me, Aegon. Your grandfather, the Hand, will try to impress on you that Rhaenyra should be put to the sword. You must reject this counsel.
Yeah, who's to say if he actually does fucking entertain...
You're your father's daughter.
Do you love me?
If he actually entertains this idea of being king... Who's to say that he's gonna listen to his mother anymore? He might just be a tyrannical ass king, like very like kind of like a dictator. Like he might just be savage as shit. He's like, nah, mom, I'm not gonna listen to you. Yeah, I am gonna put Rhaenyra to the sword. Like, bro, how much you want to bet it might happen? This is like the build up to like a war starting. All the little steps that might flow into making it happen. The whole time, Rhaenyra and Daemon have no idea what the fuck is going on because they went back to Dragonstone to drop off the kids and shit. Is this the official ceremony?
Today is the saddest of days. Our beloved king, Viserys the Peaceful, is dead. He whispered his final wish that his firstborn son, Aegon, should succeed him.
What the fuck's gonna happen? Seems everything is going to plan so far, but how long is this gonna last, bro? I feel like some wild shit's about to happen. Oh, shit. Rhaenys is just like a normal person right now. She's just watching this all happen. Even though she's supposed to be escaping or whatever. That one... I think it was Sir Eric, or maybe it was Sir Eric's brother that was trying to help her get away.
May the crone lift her shining lamp and light his way to wisdom.
Okay, so now she's leaving. She's getting the fuck before. She must know, like, some. She must have the same feeling we're having, like, some crazy shit's about to happen. She's like, nah, I can't be here for this. I gotta get out while I can, while everybody's distracted here. Nobody's in the city. Aemond is. Yeah, he can't believe this shit.
Aegon Targaryen is the true heir to the Iron Throne.
So even though people were clapping and like kind of supporting it, they're still like, what? It's kind of weird because as far as I remember, Viserys was very advocate for his daughter. See, does anybody even truly like fuck with him? Like they're just kind of like,
All hail his grace, Aegon, second of his name, king of the Andals and the Rhoynar and the First Men.
it still feels iffy. Like I think Aegon even notices it. Like everybody's, I didn't see this happening, but yeah, sure, whatever. You know, like it doesn't seem like super genuine. This is just what his mother and grandfather wanted. He's getting the people going. Letting his ego rise a little bit. He's feeling pretty good on top of the world. After doing all this, no, like Allison, you have to know. Yep, I knew it. Bro, what the fuck just happened? Dragon has approached. Just fucking people up. Oh my gosh. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. This is crazy. Who the fuck's dragon is this? It's gotta be Rhaenyra. Oh, it's Rhaenys. She could take all of them the fuck out right now. Boom, there goes the opposition. Done with. Holy shit. She just got her dragon and left? Holy shit. That was the episode? Oh my god! Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, holy shit, what an episode. I had to go to the bathroom after I finished it. Just take a little break and think a little bit as well, because god damn, this episode was fucking good. This episode was amazing. Just the anticipation of the whole time of like what's building up between everybody's motives and what they're trying to put through with making Aegon king, and you know, it's between basically the Hightowers and even some internal conflict with the Hightowers themselves, because there's Otto and then there's Alicent. Her father, Otto, has always been kind of using her as like a play piece, like a chess piece and like a game. And, you know, this is how he set this all up fucking years ago when he was like, go to his chambers, comfort him, the king in this case. And then they end up marrying and they end up having kids. And so like, it's all kind of gone according to his plan. And I feel like she's, you know, been pretty aware of that, but she just does it what she's supposed to do and like her duty anyway, because it's what is expected of her. And then it puts her in this shitty situation where she's like basically stuck and continues to uphold her duty even though she is restricted and kind of knows like certain things are wrong. Like for example, like Otto, he don't give a fuck. He's ready to put Rhaenyra to the sword and Daemon because he knows they're going to challenge this decision and whatnot. He's ready to fucking get rid of him. He's ready for murder. He does not care. As well as some of the other people on the small council. We saw in the very beginning of the episode, they started talking to the small council about Viserys' last words, blah, blah, blah. About him saying that wanted Aegon to be take the throne, even though that wasn't the case. What Viserys said to Alicent was meant for Rhaenyra. We know that now because he was answering the question that Rhaenyra had asked him, like, I don't know, earlier that night or the night before. I can't remember which. I think it was the night before, because earlier that day was when there was the hearing and King Viserys actually came to the throne and made the decision himself, his last final like actual decision to support Rhaenyra, instead of it being Otto Hightower who was sitting up on the throne and overseeing the proceeding as the word of the king, you know, whatever. So, you know, that was the conversation that Viserys was trying to continue and answer to Rhaenyra, and he thought he was talking to Rhaenyra. You know why? Because he's old as fuck. He's in pain. He's on opium all the fucking time. So he's not in his right mind most of the time. He's not. And this is like literally in his last minutes, his like last breaths, so to speak. So he's definitely not in his right mind. I mean, who knows? He could have a fever with what's going on with his body and shit. Like there could be so many factors where he didn't know he was talking to Alicent. And of course, Alicent, you know, fucking lets everybody else know, like, yeah, this was the king's last words. This is what starts this whole operation in the first place, or this whole, you know, decision making and trying to continue down their path of making Aegon their son the king instead of Rhaenyra, who is heir according to Viserys, which was what he defended and proclaimed for as long as he lived, ever since he named her heir, because Rhaenyra kept on saying like, yeah, if you're gonna want me to actually be heir, then you need to actually support me, and that's what ended up making him even favor her a lot too. And just ignoring all of her bad or, look down upon behavior and whatnot. But still, like, the fact that Alicent even took it like that and then started this whole thing, like, as we can see in the small council hasn't even been bringing up everything that they talk about to her. So, like, a lot of the power is in Otto's hands. And when he's overseeing things, even though he's just the hand of the king, he has a lot more of the power because he has spies who he knows are in the Red Keep. He has people in the small council that has been, you know, they've been talking amongst each other without the queen about things such as, you know, taking out Rhaenyra, or, you know, already planning Aegon to be king from before Viserys even died. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's been constant variables in this conversation and how they are going about things. I mean, you know, the one old guy that was at the table, he was like, this is ridiculous. Like, you know, I'm not gonna just go along with what you guys are saying with that Viserys' last words and the only witness is the queen, the boy's mother. Like, that's not suitable enough. Like, of course you would say some shit like that if you want your son to be king, you know? That's obviously something you would say just to benefit you and your son. So there needs to be at least one more witness or something, but she was the only witness. So they're just taking her word for it. And I can't wait to see Rhaenyra's and Daemon's reaction, because we didn't see any of them this episode, and they don't even know any of this has happened yet, as far as I know, because they're over in Dragonstone, dropping the kids off from the last little dinner that they had as a family. But yeah, and then the whole process that starts after that is like, where's Aegon? Where's Aegon? Because we're gonna go through with this. We're gonna name him king, right? But where's he at? He's fucking going off and doing his own thing. He goes out into the city all the time. We learn apparently throughout his life, and he's already had multiple children, bastards in this case, because he fucks whoever he wants, even though he has a wife. So that's, I mean, they walked into one of those fighting pits where they're like 10-year-old kids, where they sharpen their nails and teeth and shit, and they fight and they bet on him and shit, like just terrible stuff. And then as they're walking through that house, Sir Eric and his brother, they see a little silver-haired kid, and they're like, "That's Aegon's?" Of course it is, because he's, he does whatever he wants, and fucks around on women. He doesn't treat women well, that's for sure. We can tell that much with his last little experience. I think it was in the last episode or 2 episodes ago. Like one of his servants or something. I mean, that like completely traumatized him. Oh, it was just fun, whatever. Aegon is not fit to be king at all, and he never wanted it because he was expected to do this and do that, and he couldn't live up to those expectations, and he said it was never enough for his mother and father, and he felt like he wasn't loved, and his father didn't really like him because of his personality and how he acts and presents himself. So no shit, dumbass. Like, he does not deserve to be king. I would much prefer Aemond if they were going this route of naming one of Viserys' sons king instead of Rhaenyra, just because he's a son, just because they're a son or whatever. But Aegon is the last person that needs to be fucking king. You just seeing his behavior, like it's just a fucking route for disaster. But regardless, Otto sends out Sir Eric and his brother to go find Aegon, and then the Queen sends out Sir Criston and Aemond, his brother, to go find Aegon. So there's 2 separate groups looking for Aegon for two different reasons. Otto wants to find him first and bring him to him only first instead of the Queen or anybody else, because he wants to make sure that Aegon puts Rhaenyra to the sword, because Otto is very calculated and he knows that this is what needs to happen, even though it's dirty, even though it's murder. He doesn't care, because he knows that if they don't, then the war is going to ensue, because there's no way Rhaenyra and Daemon take this lying down. And then Alicent, on the other hand, does not want to put Rhaenyra to the sword, because that's the last thing that Viserys would have wanted. And then also, Otto pointed out that maybe she's saying that because they were once really close, and maybe still are to some extent, but not really but they were childhood friends, childhood best friends even. So that's Alicent's claim, is like, murder isn't right, but at the same time, if you're gonna be naive like that, like you're saying that you're still going along with your father's scheme and preparing your son to be fucking king. And you're telling him, yeah, okay, in the wagon ride, that she was telling him, like, okay, Aegon, you need to make sure that, your grandfather's going to try and tell you to put, like, Rhaenyra and whoever to the sword and kill them, but you do not need to do that. Don't do that, And, she seems like she's going to try and be, like, his advisor, so to speak. But who's to say that he's going to listen to her? He hasn't really listened to her ever. I mean, in certain things, like, just to present himself, and then also, like, the way he drinks and sleeps with women, or uses women, really. So who's to say that he's actually going to listen to her, especially now that we see him at the end? He was like raising his sword, and like he's actually starting to go along with it, and he's like, okay, maybe I guess I can do this. And I'm sure pretty quickly, if it actually goes through to that, like, he's going to get a big head very quick and a big ego very quick, and he's just going to be tyrannical, which is that's even worse. It's just, oh my god, I cannot imagine. Like, he does not need to be on the throne, bro. Otto ends up talking to the White Worm and figures out where he's at first, and blah, 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 blah. They tell him where he's at, and he's like under the fucking candle thing in that big hall, and that's where Sir Eric and his brother find him. And then Aemond and Sir Criston were watching very closely as Otto was talking to the White Worm, and saw that the swords were there as well, Sir Eric and his brother. So they obviously followed him. They get into a little scuffle, and Aemond gets his brother instead. And so that's when the Queen finally confronted Otto and was like, really? Like, we're doing this right now? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Hightowers as a whole are the confrontation to Targaryens and Rhaenyra's claim. Yet there was even tension between Otto and Alicent. So it's just constant fucking conflict. But at the end of the episode, we see that they're finally having the official ceremony of naming him king, putting the crown on him, all that bullshit. And Rhaenys is just like a normal person because she's kind of disguised watching it all, you know, right there. And then she realizes, okay, let me go downstairs. I thought she was just escaping. She was like, this is her chance because there's nobody in the city. Really, she went downstairs, got fucking, you know, armored up and shit for a dragon ride, and then she got her fucking dragon, bursted through the floor, you know, killing who knows how many civilians, just random fucking people there. Because she doesn't really care. At first, I thought it was Rhaenyra pulling up. Like, she, like, heard about it somehow, and, like, she finally pulls up, like, nah, fuck no, there's no way this is going down. And then we see that as Rhaenys, so I'm assuming she did that because, you know, Alicent was trying to converse with her earlier and negotiate with her in some way to support the Hightowers. And Rhaenys was just like, man, this is crazy. Like, this is going to start war. And then Rhaenys was like, what about my dragon? I can't really remember what Alicent said about her dragon in the first place. But I'm pretty sure Alicent was advocating, if you support us, then, like, you can keep your dragon here with you. But really, that dragon is supposed to be, like, you know, a thing of House Valerian and House Targaryen as a whole. So it would have created conflict already between Daemon and Rhaenyra. As I think I'm right on that. That's as far as my understanding. As far as my understanding, I think that's how it was with the dragon thing. It's like it was going to be like a dragon of the Hightowers or something, and like Rhaenys would, like, use it or something. I don't know. I think, as far as I know. So I guess Rhaenys was like, nah, fuck that. That's my dragon. She pulled up. She fucking, you know, the dragon yelled in their face real quick, made him know their place, because, you know, she could have taken them all out right there. I mean, she's on a fucking dragon, for Christ's sakes, and none of those motherfuckers can control that dragon. That's not their dragon. You know, they're not tamed. They haven't tamed it. You know, that's still Rhaenys' dragon, so I'm not gonna listen to any of them. And yeah, she pulled up, fucking showed she's about the business, and that you're not gonna take my dragon. You're not gonna make me bend the knee to you and use me to your advantage, I guess. And then she left. She flew away. So I guess she's headed back to Driftmark with her own dragon, or maybe she goes to Dragonstone and clues in Rhaenyra on what the fuck is happening, or what just transpired, and then war actually starts. That's what I'm assuming happens next episode, and unless, like, you know, it's just a plan for war. But it's the finale, so it's gonna have to be some crazy shit, like war actually starts and like some like a wild death happens. I don't fucking know. That was such a good episode. I'm so excited to finish this. I think I will, but I might get something to eat first, so figure that out, and then we'll get into the final episode. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you're new, there's plenty more videos on the way, and I will see y'all in the finale reaction. Deuces.